Doohan, you saved my ass.
Not yet.
Huh?
Most of the heat-resistant tiles have peeled off. The temperature's rising.
The landing wheels aren't retracting.
Yeah? And the number 2 nozzle won't work either.
What? Are you for real? We can't live
Oh, well.
without them. I knew I should
Whatever
have come
happens,
here. I'm only 18.
happens.
I don't want to die yet. I've never even been with a woman. Somebody help!
Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome to my review of the classic Cowboy Bebop, the gateway drug into anime. And oh my god, absolutely fantastic. Of course, I watched this as a kid on Adult Swim back in 2001, watched it a few times throughout the years, and out of the blue last week, I just had the urge to watch it again. Of course, I have the Blu-ray here, and out of the blue, I said, let me pop it in, let's just go through it again, let's watch it again, and after watching the first episode, I couldn't put it down. Within 6 days, I binge-watched the whole series, the movie and all, the hour and 50-minute movie, and it's just a fantastic series. It covers so many different genres. The English dub might be superior to the Japanese, honestly. We got Steve Blum as Spike Spiegel. You got Bo Billingsley as Jet Black. You got Wendy Lee as Faye Valentine. The voice acting is absolutely terrific. The themes in the show, just the aesthetics of everything, the music, everything about the show is fantastic. And there's only 26 episodes. That's why it's like the perfect gateway drug into anime, because it's not like these 20 season long, like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and One Piece that have gone for like hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Dragon Ball Z is 300 episodes. One Piece is like 1,000 episodes. This is 26 episodes. No filler whatsoever. Believe it or not, this is, original anime. The manga, they did a manga adaptation afterward. Normally, there's always a manga first, and then the anime adapts it. But this was, animation first. And there's not a bad episode. Every episode is great. And, it starts off there in the year 2071. Space bounty hunters going from planet to planet, from Mars to Earth to Venus to Ganymede, all these different places, meeting these various characters. And really, aside from the main crew and Vicious, who's the main antagonist, they meet new characters in every episode, and they just really appear in one episode and then they're gone. And it's implied that they mentioned that Jet Black and Spike Spiegel were bounty hunters for like the past 3 years. So and it starts off in 2071, 3 years after they got together. So it's implied that they've had all these missions before that. And really, the episodes, aside for like the 2-part episodes, they don't really flow together. Like, you can watch them out of order in a sense. I mean, obviously, it starts off with Spike and Jet, and then they get Faye, and then of course they get Ed and Ein and all them. So you got to watch them in order in the beginning. But otherwise, it's not like, oh, this takes place after that episode. This takes place after that episode. You can watch them all out of order if you want. But it starts off right away, Asteroid Blues, with Spike and Jet on their way to apprehend this bounty, essentially, Asimov, who's running this drug. It sprays into his eye, and he goes berserk, and he's with his woman accomplice, who they make it appear like she's pregnant. She's got a big belly, but she's got all the drugs hidden underneath her dress there. And starts off right away, Spike is smoking his cigarette, and then jumps into his kung fu action, his Bruce Lee action there, fighting Asimov, and it just hooked you. And I can remember watching this back in the day, staying up late. It wasn't on Toonami. It was on Adult Swim, which was only on Saturday nights. Started airing in 2001. And it was on at like 11:30 at night. And Adult Swim was another gateway to like the more edgy anime. You had Inuyasha. You had Yu Yu Hakusho was on Adult Swim first before it went over to Toonami. You had Rurouni Kenshin. Then, of course, you had like the shows like Family Guy and stuff like that. That I don't know why they put it on Cartoon Network, but they were on there. And this, of course, you have all these suggestive themes. You have, Spike and Jet and Faye, they're all chain smokers. They're constantly smoking cigarettes. They say shit, damn, whatever. There's blood and guts everywhere. They're shooting each other. It's crazy. You got Faye Valentine. Look at her, the sex appeal. And as a kid watching it, I loved like the action scenes and the gunfights and stuff like that. But as an adult, like watching it just now, I appreciate the story so much. I can relate to these characters. Like, they're all like dealing with their different existential crises. You have Jet Black, who's a former ISSP, which is sort of the police of the world of Cowboy Bebop, and you see he has the robotic arm, which he doesn't want to talk about. He lost it, back in the day serving whatever he was doing, and he's living in the present, and he sort of has a new lease on life. You see he's constantly in his downtime. He's tending to the bonsai plants and cooking food from the beginning. He's like, bell peppers and beef. Oh, there's no beef. Oh, we got to catch a bounty for that. And, he's sort of maintaining the ship and being the fatherly figure. You have Spike Spiegel, who's like this cocky son of a bitch. You heard that clip I just played. Whatever happens, happens. He's unsure if he's even living or dying, with his past love with Julia and working for the Red Dragon Syndicate with Vicious. And, oh man, it's so good. And then you have Faye Valentine, who is, she's really 77 years old, but appears as though she's 23 or 22 or whatever, because she was frozen in time. She had this tragic accident. They had put her on ice or whatever and froze her in time for all these years, and she's constantly trying to remember her past. And you have the one episode with her and Whitney, the lawyer, who, she sort of fell in love with her. Was it Whitney fell in love with her? And then, of course, you have Ed, the little girl, and, just the hacker and the goofy character she is. And just, like, as a kid, I remember watching, I'm like, oh, I hate Ed. She's so freaking annoying. Like, talking like a weirdo and doing all this weird stuff. But watching, let me just see, what was the episode? I got to find it on here. It was like episode 17 or 18, something like that. And it was the whole crew had eaten these drug-laced mushrooms, and they were all tripping balls. And Ed had to go into the city. It was called the Mushroom Samba. That's it. And Ed's in there with Ayn, the little dog, and they're there, going after a bounty and stuff. And then Ed finds the other mushrooms, and it turns out they're not the poisonous ones, so they're eating mushrooms for a month later. And it's just so good. They blend all these different genres together. You have like the sort of cyberpunk vibes, in that it's set in the year 2071. You have, obviously, it's cowboys. They're hunting bounties and apprehending criminals and gunslinging and stuff like that. And then you have like the romance involved, and there's another episode where they're in space, and there's like this sort of alien-like life form, and it's really this rotten food that was caught in the fridge, and it gets loose and it starts getting everyone sick. And Ed and Ayn have to get rid of it, and then Spike ends up blasting it off the ship, and it's just so good. Just the way all the characters meet. Like I said, it's sort of, all the episodes can be viewed as one-offs, aside for the two-parters. Like, for instance, you have it was like halfway through the series, you have episode 12 and 13, Jupiter Jazz Part 1 and Part 2, and that's with Vicious and another character named Ren, and looking after Faye, and he had been in the war with Vicious on Titan, and Vicious is, the main antagonist who had teamed up with Spike, and they had a falling out over this woman named Julia, and Spike's constantly living in the past of going back to his former love, and it's just so good. I gotta talk. One of my favorite episodes probably is the heavy metal Queen, episode 7, and that's with VT, and they're doing this bounty, teaming up with VT, and they're in space, and she shows up to save the day, and all these great battles, the music going on. Absolutely terrific. And if I remember correctly, because I was looking at the Wikipedia, there was a few episodes, episode 6, episode 8, and episode 20, or was it 22? No, maybe it was episode 20, which were banned for a while because this show came out in English in 2001, September 11, and they were just so violent. Like the one, it was the Teddy Bomber. I think that was episode 20, and this dude, he was bombing buildings, and one of the buildings suspiciously looked like the two towers. I mean, it was just crazy. The Twin Towers. Unbelievable. But yeah, just absolutely terrific. Episode 8 is another one of my favorites, Waltz for Venus. That's Spike sort of takes this guy Rocco under his wing, and he's trying to get his sister. She's blind. He's trying to get these drugs so she can see again, and he's involved in the Red Dragon Syndicate, and they end up killing him, and it's a sort of tragic end there, and just so much tragedy involved. And like reading more about it, like one of the underlying themes is loneliness. Like all these characters are lonely in their own sense, and then they sort of team up and form a group together. And it's just so sad. And like lead up to the end, like I said, I did a Minds post about it, how I breezed through episodes 1 through 23. But 24, 25, and 26, like, I was honestly on the verge of tears, especially on 24, when Ed's getting ready to depart the team, and, because he's reunited, or she, gets a little confused with that character, just because of the way she acts, but, she's getting ready to be reunited with her father, and she's leaving. She leaves a note for everyone, bye-bye, with a smile, with Ed's smile, and, she leaves, and she's on her way walking to her father. And Ein, the dog, shows up, and she says, "You have to go, Ein. Ed's going on her journey alone. You have to go." And Ein just starts barking, and Ed says, "You want to come with me?" And Ein just barks, and then they go off together, and you never see them again. And it's so sad. And then the final 2 episodes, Faye had gone off, and she found this like Betamax tape. It wasn't a VHS; it was a Betamax. Nice reference there. And reliving her childhood of seeing her as a little girl on this tape, and constantly trying to get her memories back of when she was this little girl. And then she finally gets it back, and she disappears for a while, but she goes back to the ship, and Spike and Jet are there, and Spike's on his way to leave again to go face Vicious off for the last time, and Faye's like, Julia's dead, you should just stay with us now, what are you doing? And he's like, I have to find out if I'm really alive or not. And she pulls the gun and is gonna, threatening to shoot him, but she can't do it, because honestly, I think that there's feelings there for the two of them, and she just fires the gun in the air, and Spike goes down to face Vicious once and for all in the Red Dragon Syndicate, and it's presumed that he dies, but it's sort of open-ended. The creator of the series said that it's open-ended because he was walking down the stairs after he kills Vicious, and he pulls out the fake gun like this and just goes bang, and then he falls down with a smile on his face. So it's sort of, you can go either way. If he just sort of passes out and he wakes up later and Jet's cooking him peppers and beef or what. But, oh man, I'm getting a little teary-eyed just talking about it, because it's such a good series. Like, finishing it, you want more. You really do. And you can go in your head and sort of theorize like what happened before, what happened after. But the fact that it's only 26 episodes in the movie, every episode is great. Like, every episode is terrific. There's not a single bad episode. Like, going through this again, just what I'm doing right now, actually, I'd finished watching, and I'm going to watch the extras, because they have like a 95-minute documentary of Wendy Lee and Steve Blum and Bo Billingsley and all the creators, all the voice actors talking about the series. I'm going to watch that. And I think I'm going to watch the series again, just because it's so good, and just see if I pick up on anything else again. But that's the thing that makes this series so good. It's only 26 episodes, so it's short, but it's long enough, and that you appreciate it. And just, it's amazing that they really haven't done a prequel series or a sequel series, although they are doing the Netflix, which I'm gonna do a separate video on that, just talking about my thoughts on that after looking into that. And yeah, I know this was a bit of a rambling video, but like I said, if you guys haven't seen Cowboy Bebop for whatever reason, like you didn't grow up watching Adult Swim, staying up late watching it, or even watching the Blu-ray, because this Blu-ray came out in, I think, 2014 or 2015, and it's relatively cheap. And also, I want to show you this, too. I'll show you my browser real quick. If you go to Adult Swim, their website, you go to Adult Swim and search for Cowboy Bebop, all 26 episodes are free. You can watch whatever you want. Like I said, this is one of my favorites, Heavy Metal Queen, and you can watch the whole thing. There's the music.
Nice try, scumbag!
Like, you can watch the whole thing. Just plug an HDMI into your TV and watch it. I mean, it's all right there. Like I said, here's some more stuff about it. So, created by Shinichiro Watanabe. Here's the creator right here. And just terrific. 26 episodes. I don't even know what else I can say. The movie, Knocking on Heaven's Door. I remember this. It's actually replayed in theaters a few years ago, Fathom Events, and follows the villain Vincent. Sort of similar to now in that he wants to infect the population with an airborne virus like COVID. And just Steve Blum. I mean, the voice of Tom, terrific. He's been in so much stuff too. he's been in like a lot of Marvel stuff, and actually did voices for Mortal Kombat characters, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, Cowboy Bebop, definite recommend. You can get the Blu-ray for cheap. The movie's tough to find. They don't even have any Blu-rays in print. There's DVDs that you can get used for like $15, but there's no Blu-ray movies. But the series, it's just, if you're an anime fan and you haven't watched it, it's among the best. It is so good, and it's so good I want to watch it again because I love the characters so much. All of them, they have terrific backstories, just the adventures they go on together. I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, I really don't. It's just me rambling here, going off. It's just crazy, but I had to do this video. I was just, you know, after I finished the series, I want to watch it again. I'm watching the extras. It's fascinating how good the English dub is, too, because a lot of these animes, especially the older ones, the English dub is a little hit or miss, but the English dub in this is outstanding, even better than the Japanese, in my opinion. So we're just going to leave it off with some Adult Swim promos from back in the day. And thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. I'm actually going to do a video talking about the Netflix series shortly. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey, what can I tell you? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Truthfully, I don't think about those guys much since all that stuff went down.
I got this one nailed.
Take your best shot, kid.
I'm sure she's out somewhere screwing up and getting in trouble.
Men are such total idiots.
I'm really not up for this. There's nothing in this world to believe in.
You know what they say, cowboy. Easy come, easy go.
My power is the only power.
Take him out and do it quick!
I'm just watching a bad dream I never wake up from.
Your partner's in deep trouble.
Let's just say my past is catching up to me. People who go against the scent lose. Well, who's the small fry?
Whatever happens, happens.
Payback time.
Hello there, my friend.
Kind of dangerous, beautiful, ordinary. That you just can't leave alone. Adios.
Sometimes it ain't pretty, but it's a living.
Just a dream.
Four cowboys, four bounty hunters, four hearts, four notes. Following a dusty trail of money, sin, and desperation. Living day to day, dreaming hour by hour. Four beats, four parts of a movement. Mars to Venus, Callisto to Ganymede. Bounty to bounty and outlaw to outlaw. One ship, one crew, one destiny. Cowboy Bebop.